1 second. Come on. Tonight's Buddycast has been brought to you by a Compassionate Heart Massage Therapy. Heather and her 6 other massage therapists are well trained and can perform any type of service, from deep tissue to relaxation to even showing you how to perform a massage on your canine friend. Heather is a good buddy of mine. She's been on Buddycast before, so you can check out that episode and see all the services that she has to offer, or you can learn more by visiting acompassionateheart.com. That's compassionateheart, HART.com, or by giving her a call at 814-456-5853. Tell my buddy Heather that Buddy sent you. Now go be someone's buddy.
Well, the world has still gone nutty, buddy, even downright cruddy, buddy. Wish I missed the past, buddy, but there's still Buddycast. No, don't be naughty, go meet everybody here on Buddycast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and host of Buddycast, Nick Sorensen.
It's Friday, it's snowing, and it's Buddycast 300! Yay! I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Thank you for joining us for the past 300 episodes. Here's to 300 more. But, we got a special guest tonight. We got the first ever guest of Buddycast, the first lady of Buddycast. I'd play the music, but just like I'd play Celebration, but Facebook will mute us and flag us. So, my personal fiance, my best friend, my everything, Jessica. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And that just made me realize something. I'm part of history.
You are. You are history. You are part of history. You, honestly, I can't thank you enough for everything that you do for me, not only on a daily basis, but for everything you've done for me with Buddycast. 3 years ago, I brought this crazy idea to you. I apologize. We have an alarm clock going off here. I brought this crazy idea to you thinking, there's no way in heck she's going to agree to this, or this is going to come with a lot of terms and conditions, all this other stuff. You looked right back at me and said, not only do I love and support this idea, but can I be your first guest? And from there, the show has blossomed into what it is today. So from the start of the show, what have been your thoughts? What were your thoughts when I brought that idea to you?
Sorry, I just had to yawn. It's getting close to my bedtime. I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I start yawning at 8. So what have been my thoughts throughout this process? At first, I will say I was a little nervous, like any casual individual might be, but I was excited because this is something Nick was passionate about, and I could really tell he's a go-getter. And also, like, spreading positivity, I'm like, that's the greatest idea. And back before I met Nick, I thought, or like when I was taking college courses, I thought, oh, it'd be a cool idea to start a YouTube channel or something. And I just threw it off to the side. I was like, it's all right. I got other passions that I really want to dive into. And so it's like, oh, that'd be cool. Maybe I could jump in every once in a while and interview and do, we can do fun stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is a great idea. I absolutely love it. I'll be your first guest. And and every episode since then has been amazing. We've met so many amazing people, make friends, and Nick has interviewed people from Erie, so we've gotten to meet different people from Erie as well. And we had, I can't remember her name, but we had someone on here who has this amazing little store and customizes anything and everything. So
you're thinking of my buddy Christine.
Yes, Christine. If you come on here and I'm bad with names, I'm sorry. I just, I get stage fright really. But Christine is going to be helping us with some of our wedding stuff because we're planning a wedding. But we'll probably dig into that a little bit more later.
Awesome. So 299 episodes later, what have been your thoughts on what the show has grown into today?
I'm amazed at what it's grown into, with how many people you've interviewed. I keep wanting to say we, mainly because some people don't know this, or they might, or have a clue at least. A lot of times I'm literally sitting right there, right next to him on the couch. And I'm sitting there listening, and so it feels like a we, even though it's not. Nick's doing all the work. But to have the positivity, attitude, and impact that Nick does is just inspiring, and I feel like we are making a difference, and and helping and make someone's day. So
that's the point of Buddycast.
It throws the right message for sure.
Yeah, that's the point of Buddycast. Buddycast was really created during the pandemic, during all the political hate and everything, to get away from it and just tell some feel good stories for once. Get away from all the negativity. Come have a good time with your buddies on Buddycast. So you absolutely hit the nail on the head. So when it comes to Buddycast, what are your hopes and dreams? Because you're as big a part of it as I am. What are your hopes and dreams for this show?
I think, kind of just to extend on what I basically just said, is hopefully growing that positivity, and also having a fun time making episodes, making fun memories, meeting new friends. It's just, and maybe getting back into doing big shows again, and just educating on any and everything, whether it be a hobby, a career, and things like that.
Wonderful. I agree. We should bring some charity shows back, or we should plan on that, lady. Remind me that.
Yeah, I think it's great to help support one another, and especially, in such a trying time sometimes. It really can mean a lot to someone. Like a little, I love the saying, a little bit goes a long way, and it does.
Every little bit helps. So I know this is like asking who your favorite child is, or what your what your favorite whatever is.
Right.
Who have been some of your favorite guests on this show? Who have been some of your favorite people? I know we love all of our buddies. Get that?
Yes. Don't get us wrong.
We do love all of our buddies. So,
some of my top favorites, like Nick just said, I love every single one of our buddies that have come on Buddycast. But my favorites recently, Jessica Hunter Photography. I am a big fan of photography. I took a few classes when I was in college, when I was attending community college, and I just loved it. I'm trying to get back into it now. A little bit once the weather warms up and I'm able to stand outside for more than 5 seconds without freezing my fingers off. And then John Mahon from the Elton John Band, his and your conversation, his interview was amazing. And we get to chat with him a little bit afterwards, so it was kind of cool. And it's just neat meeting people like that and getting to ask them questions like what it's like and all that. Greg Morton, he's funny, he's great, he's very talented with all that he does. And then just our great classic buddies, Chris, Trent, Jonas, all them. They're really great. Sorry, I keep looking over. There's comments like that we get on the side, and I keep getting distracted, and everyone's writing all sweet comments. So, but yeah, those are my top few, even though I probably gave like 6.
Nah, keep going.
Like your canine. Gotta love dog training. I remember that interview was awesome. That was fun. That's what got me my job that I currently have. So yeah.
Awesome. So, who would you say you hope and dream to have that I have on this show one day? Who would you like to see on Buddycast?
Who would I like to see on Buddycast? Shoot. I kind of, not that I skipped over these questions, but I forgot about it for a sec. Who would I like to see on Buddycast? Or actually someone who I really think would fit the positivity bill, Amberly Snyder. She's a rodeo I forget. Shoot, I should have reviewed this, but she does rodeo. a while back, she was actually in a car accident and she was paralyzed from the waist down. But she still competes very competitively to this day. And she does speaking as well. And she's just amazing. She's very inspiring. And I think she's one who would definitely like be able to fit the not the bill, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Fit the positivity message.
Yeah, fit the positivity message for Buddycast for sure.
Now, I'll be right back because we got to play another word from our sponsors, but don't go anywhere, honey. Give me just 1 second. Here we go. Hiya, buddies. They say a buddy is someone you can call up in 5-10 years and say, hey, let's grab a meal or let's grab a drink. And you can catch up to them and feel like it's only been yesterday. Well, my buddies over at the brewery at Union Station are just the place to do so. With real food, real beer, real historic atmosphere, the brewery at Union Station is just the place for you to meet up with your buddy. The brewery offers a variety of handcraft beers and other fun activities, including bocce and ghost tours. You can check out the Mug Club as well. My buddy Chris, the owner, was actually on Buddycast and told us all about it. So check out that episode if you don't mind. He wants you to bring your buddies over there for a good time. So call them today at 814-454-2200 or visit brewery.com. Tell my buddy Chris I said cheers and that Buddy sent you. And now, go be someone's buddy. Thanks for tuning in to Buddycast. And that was a word from our sponsors, Brew Erie. Earlier, we had a compassionate heart massage therapy on, and later we got one more ad to say thank you to. But First Lady, I think now's a good time to talk about something that's been on your heart lately, that's been on your mind, that's kind of been brewing in your mind that you're finally bringing to reality. Tell us, what's this just thinking thing? What's that going on?
So if for those who have been with us for a long time, for all the years that we've been here, there was a little bit of talk about me starting a podcast. And I was like, yeah, I think I'll start a podcast, and maybe, and just kind of let the thought wander and kind of went to the back burner. And I was just like, it's fine. I had some other, I had my interests at the time. And then I was like, you know what? I think this might come to fruition. I think I would like to do this. I was a little nervous myself starting a podcast, but I think I have some good ideas for content and some content ideas that many people will like and hopefully love. Different people that I would love to interview. So literally, I think, a week ago, the gears started rolling or shifting or moving, and so the name of my podcast will be Just Thinking. Now how that came up was because I, for whatever reason, don't know how, I just say just thinking a lot. Nick will look at me and it'll be like, what you doing? Like, because sometimes I'll have this face that's just, like something's not right, or I just look like I'm doing something, like I got a plan. And he's like, oh, what you doing? Oh, just thinking, or I was just thinking this, I was just thinking that. And so that's how that name came to be. So I thought, Just Thinking. I think even Nick actually came up with it. Sweet.
You already got your first fan. And the show's not even on the ground yet.
Show's not even grounded. The logo is in works by our buddy Aaron Forsyth. I just wanted to make sure I didn't butcher that name. So I'm excited. We were talking today. Hopefully that'll be coming next week. Whenever is good, though. I'm still getting some stuff prepared for it and all that. But yeah, hopefully, probably I want to say within this month, if not next month, we will have a podcast. We'll have Just Thinking podcast up and running.
Ooh. So tell us more about Just Thinking. Like, what's going to be like the point of the show, the theme of the show, like how I always tell you that Buddycast is a show that talks to guests, or as we call them, buddies, about what makes them unique.
Yeah. So definitely, I think hopefully not to copycat too much, but definitely sharing positivity. But also, I'm kind of hoping to gear it more towards teaching people about different careers, different hobbies, and just like really diving into like the details of them.
Yeah.
Also, maybe doing a little bit of cooking videos or sharing like recipes and stuff like that. More, maybe a little bit of dwarfism awareness, sharing how like I do day-to-day things, how I drive, how I what adaptations I have around my house, in hoping to help people who have achondroplasia or any type of dwarfism along the way, or new parents with a child who has dwarfism. I feel like there can never be enough teaching moments too. So stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's still in the works. So
As one of our buddies says here, the best advice that he can give you regarding podcasts is go for it and keep at it. He's absolutely right.
will do.
That's what we did with Buddycast. We just went for it and we just kept at it.
Yeah, we took
300
a leap of
episodes
faith.
later, here we are. You know?
Yep, and we wouldn't regret it. I seriously wouldn't. I'm really glad with what Nick does with Buddycast, and it's his own little hobby, and now I'm gonna have my own little hobby. I mean, we both have our own little hobbies. Like I love doing dog training and stuff like that, and working with the dog, or cooking. Cooking is one of my favorite things to do. So, but now, I get to do podcasts as well.
Ooh, I'd love to taste this on your cooking shows. We're going to invite you to that.
Someone needs to create like smell-o-vision or taste-o-vision or something, because I see so many recipes and I'm just like, I wish I could taste exactly how they made it so I can make it perfectly. So, but
So you're speaking about having some guests on your show, just like Buddycast. Who are some notable guests you're thinking of? Who are some people you want to reach for? Who are some shoot for the stars, honey?
Shoot for the stars. Okay. Oh, it's good. I wrote my notes on the back of the paper that I was writing down people who I was going to invite on the show, or on the podcast. So, I'm trying to figure out which ones I should. So definitely I want to interview hopefully some cooking, YouTube cooks out there, YouTube stars. Hopefully to aim for them, because they're just so talented. One specifically, her name is the Domestic Geek, and she cooks all types of recipes and for many diets and lifestyles as well. Maybe some dog trainers. Who else?
How about photographers?
Oh, photographers. Definitely some photographers on there. Definitely Jessica, and definitely, hopefully, Paige Klein Photography.
Who actually is this buddy? I just took a quick look at Buddycast Buddies. So she's watching tonight.
Paige Klein?
Yep.
That's awesome. Hi, Paige. She is going to be our wedding photographer, and I am so excited. She does amazing work. That's awesome.
So yes. Yes, she was the one who did our engagement photos.
Yes. So for those who have seen our engagement photos, she is who did them. She is amazing. I love them. I'm so excited for when she does our wedding day, which is coming up fast, but we're so excited.
Yep. So photographers, who else can we reach for? Who else are you hoping for?
Maybe some other LPs, also known as little people, for the awareness end of it, and just to make some good friends as well. Talk about share common day-to-day stuff. I know this probably may not sound interesting, but there's ideas brewing in my head that I just can't fully explain.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Hey, look at our Buddycast was that idea. Not to keep going back and forth, but
yeah,
Buddycast started as that. I have this idea. I just need to think about it a little more. But that's the point of your show. You're just thinking.
Literally. All the time. I'm always thinking, regardless.
I was about to say, we need to think of a good motto for you for that.
Ooh. Yes.
I'm
going to write that down.
You said our buddy Aaron's is creating your logo right now.
Yes, our buddy Aaron is creating my logo. I'm so excited. I don't want to reveal it yet, or it's still in the works, but like it's getting close, and I'm really excited about it.
Yay!
It's perfect. So,
And what can we expect for a release date? Is that still in the works, or do you have an idea?
That's definitely still in the works. I want to say, or you know what? I'm actually going to set a release date. I think, or no, hang on. I might have to work that day. Either April 1st or April 2nd.
Ooh. April 1st. April Fool's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be at Comic-Con.
Let's just say Buddycast is going to be doing some big shopping there, if you know what I mean. We're going to be shooting for the stars that day.
Yeah. We joked because Nick is going to Comic-Con. He was asking me if I was okay with him going to Comic-Con, and I was like, yeah, it's fine, because it's in Pittsburgh, and it's a lot, and for me, that's a lot. So I said, I'll stay back. That's totally fine. And then he's like, you sure about me going to Comic-Con? And something, I wasn't looking at my calendar at first, and then the third time he asked me about him going to Comic-Con, I looked at my calendar, and I'm like, that's April 1st. Oh, heck yeah, go. I don't want you in the house. So I told him, go, have a good time. I'm going to have my own relaxing April Fool's Day. So
the funny part is she thinks I don't participate in April Fool's Day when I'm not around. Wink, wink.
I'm going to get out of the house, probably. But anyway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so well, hopefully April 1st or April 2nd.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So what are your hopes and dreams when it comes to this show? When it comes to your show?
When it comes to my show, like you, spreading, and I hate to sound, copycatish or what's the term? I don't even know. But spreading positivity, just because that's what this world needs. And I feel like it's the best thing. But also educating and spreading awareness. Education, I feel like, is so important, and helping maybe young kids or kids in school who are trying to decide what they want to do for their career. So like, I do want to interview some different like nurses, or I want to interview a nutritionist and things like that. Maybe, just different careers, and hopefully that can help, high schoolers or whoever, when they're trying to decide to go to college, might help persuade them what they want to do, or just educate just for fun. Just because I'm sure some people are like, I wonder what they actually do. What are the details? What's this? What's that? What's that like?
So are you thinking just interviews? Or are you thinking maybe you're going to do like an episode or two, or like where you're going to be talking about subjects?
Yes, I will be doing like singly, kind of a little bit. I don't know why I pushed myself back, but solely episodes of just me talking about something or experiences that I've had to hopefully teach, like LP moments, or trying to think, there were some other ideas I had. Or just do some cooking, like I said, showing how I do certain tasks to get them done throughout the day as a little person. Maybe some day in the life, like just a day in the life of what I do. Literally from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, just for fun, just so people can see what a day in the life is like.
Absolutely. Stuff like that could really be educational. I wanted to say this earlier, but one of my favorite quotes in life is from Aristotle that says, education of the mind without education of the heart is no education at all.
I like that. I like that a lot.
You can learn all the facts and figures of a podcast. You can learn everything, statistics. But if you're not putting your heart and soul into your show, if you're not giving it everything you've got, if you're not putting your passion into it, then what is it? Just another talk show that people can listen to,
Social.
So when it's released, when all is said and done, the bricks have been laid, and you are on the ground running, where can we find this show?
So you will be able to find it on Facebook. I'm going to make a page. It hasn't happened yet, but it is going to happen. And then I'm going to make a YouTube channel and an Instagram page. And I think that's about it. I don't think I'll do Twitter just because I'm not really familiar with it. I mean, I could, but I think just Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube is going to be the main event. So
I like that. I like that a lot.
it keeps it simple and easy.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. You know, Buddycast has had some celebrities on the show, you know, some big names.
Yeah.
You know, who, if you had that opportunity, if you had that chance, who would you interview?
Okay, so we were talking about this earlier before we came on, and I told Nick who my original one was, but I actually have two, and I talked about it earlier. One, Amberly Snyder, because she is just the most inspiring woman to me. The fact to have an amazing hobby, and being able to ride horses and compete is amazing. And then to be paralyzed from the waist down and still compete as competitively, that's the most amazing thing. So definitely her. And my next one is Laura Vitale. A lot of people know her, I feel like. She's an amazing cook. She moved here from Italy. And I remember I saw it in one of her videos. She was saying how, like, when she moved, she got really homesick. She moved with her dad. And she called her Nona, I believe. And said, what do I do? She said, cook. Do what makes you feel at home. And that's what she did. And that's how she got into Laura Vitale. That's how she got into making her YouTube channel and to what it is today. And I'd love to talk to her about cooking and stuff like that. She's been what's taught me some of my cooking skills and kind of helped me be more brave at the stove and not be afraid of the flame. Or little fun fact, when I lived with my parents, they have an electric stove. Here we have a gas grill, or not gas grill, a gas stove. And so I had never really cooked with a flame. Well, let me tell you, wore my hair like uptight and way back in a bun for a little while when I first moved because I was scared it was going to catch on fire. No, but
you got to tell them the Valentine's Day story.
Oh gosh, I'll tell them that in a little bit. But yeah, she taught me kind of don't be afraid, just try it, see what happens. She kind of just helped me push through my fear of, like, you know, what could go wrong, basically. So as well as my grandmother and my mom, who have taught me cooking as well. But anyways, I'll share the Valentine's Day story. So I saw this recipe called chicken Madeira, and it sounded really good. Because it was like chicken and mushrooms, and I love a good like chicken marsala, so it's kind of similar a little bit, except this had asparagus with it. And I'm like, oh, that sounds great. It sounds romantic. Or I can make mashed potatoes with it. Very easy, very simple, done. And well, so first you cook the chicken. I cook the chicken and the mushrooms, and then at some point you add the wine. I took everything out. I thought I cleaned the pan out pretty good. Like it was fine. What I realized, I don't think I turned the heat down. So I thought, or I didn't let it cool down long enough. I had this full cup of wine, red wine, and I didn't even splash a quarter of it in there. And I kid you not, the flame right on that burner went all the way, pretty much kissed the ceiling. I'm standing on my stool, like right about here, or my face is probably right about here. Literally thought I saw Jesus that moment. And I thought, I'm getting kicked out of this house. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh God, I'm actually going to have to call 911. I'm like, this is not going well. So finally the flame went down. The smoke alarm did go off, but luckily I was able to make that turn off. And I texted our neighbors, who are so nice and sweet and have been so kind to us. I said, hey, just to let you know, that was me. There was an accident. Cooking with wine. Not cooking with wine ever again. This will be the first and last time. And she was so nice about it. She's like, oh, don't worry. You're fine. And so when Nick walked in to a not nice, lovely cooked Valentine's Day dinner, I just looked at him and I think, did you say, want me to just get Chipotle? And I just agreed to yes. And we just shut up and ate.
The true way of saying I love you. Would you like Chipotle? Yes.
I don't even want to look at the stove for at least 24 hours.
Oh,
Yeah, and he walked in with a bouquet of roses in tow too, which was nice. So that's that story.
hmm. So, honey, let's get back to Buddycast a little bit
Yeah.
here. So I asked this to all my buddies out there, and our buddy Jonas Kane from Hashtag Positivity wants to know, in your own words, what does it mean to be someone's buddy?
I'm sure I might repeat myself because I've been on here quite a few times, but to be someone's buddy, it really means to have their back through thick and thin, regardless. And with having a long-term relationship like I've had with you, sometimes you might not, and this is just an example, but sometimes you might not see eye to eye, and that's okay, but you see them for their differences. You don't just degrade them because you don't like their idea or their opinion about something because you don't agree on something. No, you still see eye to eye and just treat them as they would treat you.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. So what does it mean? I call you the first lady of Buddycast, as in like the political term, like the first lady, like you are the head honcho, you are the CEO, you are, you're everything. You help make the calls on Buddycast. What does that mean to you?
To me, it means quite a lot. And it's funny you say that, or because I never really thought about it. Like, it sounds like it really has a big name to it, and it does. And it has a lot of impact on me, and that makes me feel very special. I feel like that's such a privilege to have that. And I mean, you've always called me First Lady of Buddycast, like when we're talking about Buddycast. And I love that I get to be First Lady of Buddycast. I think it's pretty darn cool. I laugh, and sometimes, like, while Nick's doing a podcast and I'm in the kitchen doing whatever, I make noise and I'm like, oh, they're probably thinking, oh, First Lady of Buddycast. There's been times where I've been trying to do dishes and I'm just trying to be the honest, like, not housewife, but house fiance, and do dishes or do something, and I'm making noise, and Nick's like, Jez, like, I love you to death, but you don't have to do them right now or whatever.
Or I'll just look up to the corner. I'll just look up to the side of the computer, like.
But I also think it's great. Like, I get to chime in if I want to, and I love being able to meet with some of our buddies that we've had on Buddycast. Sometimes I stay back and I let Nick do his thing because it's fun for him. So,
and yeah. I think that's part of a relationship. Having those things that you can do that makes you, even if maybe it doesn't involve the other partner sometimes, Yeah. But having that thing that you can just relax with, that you can make your own,
Yeah. Like, sometimes someone will say something funny and I'll pop something funny back out of the, like, Nick will be sitting in his chair over there and I'll be sitting here and I'll say something funny. I'll be like, what? Or, like, I didn't know that or whatever, like a fun fact or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's cool. And I really do appreciate that I get to be First Lady of Buddycast.
My favorite part, honestly, is when the episode's over, we're off air, and we, and you and I get to chat with, if it was a great buddy, if it was a really great episode, you and me get to chat with that person and make a new friend, make a new buddy, And that's taken us a long way. Look at it this way. A percentage of our groomsmen are from this show. People, lifelong buddies that we now have. Just started out as just strangers on this show who I decided, hey, I want to talk to you about being a magician, being, owning this business, doing this, doing that. And now they're lifelong friends, Yeah,
and it's great. And I've gotten to make some friends through it as well. And I've got to even go visit some of our buddies too, which is great.
So I asked you about celebrities you want to interview. Who are some celebrities you're hoping to see on Buddycast one day?
Maybe someone from Cobra Kai, because I know that's one of your favorites. And just anyone really that's inspiring and has an inspiring story and that motivates and loves to do what they do, I think You know,
Mm-hmm. Now we've had 300 episodes. I can't go through them all. I would love to do we didn't start the fire
a
riff, but then
quick montage,
yeah, but then Facebook would probably flag me and mute me. So, but
even
think
though
about
it's our own thing.
yeah, and I'd love to go through all 300 episodes that we've been through. Trust me, I wish I had made a montage before this or reached out to our buddy Trent to make us a montage or something
Yeah.
like this. But
We thought of this last minute.
literally, we were.
It was a fun idea. Don't get me wrong. We knew we wanted to do something, but we just, life happens, work. We have
But
to
isn't
work.
that when some of the best ideas happen last minute?
Yeah, last minute, sporadic. Hey,
It's like when you're writing your essay. When you're writing an essay that's due at midnight, and you're writing it at 11:50.
yeah. Nothing motivates you more than that moment.
Exactly. So who should we give some shout outs to?
I definitely think our original buddies that we first started with, like Chris, Trent, Jonas, who else?
How about Aaron for making our logo?
Yes, Aaron, thank you so much for making our logo, but also logos.
Yep. My buddy Tommy Link for making the wonderful theme song that everyone loves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how many times someone on this show has come on and said, "Number one, I love that song."
Yes, like we do get a lot of that, and I say that because I'm sitting right next to him, and I hear everything. Unless he's wearing his headphones, then I don't hear anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jade Roberts, the Rocky impersonator. Maybe I think definitely everyone that was involved in, because mostly everyone from Buddycast was involved in the Promise video, and so was Jade Roberts, Rocky impersonator, and all I remember is him doing the "Yo Jessica," and I thought that was so cool.
Mm-hmm. I hope he's still watching. I hope he could type that in the comments.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, basically everyone that's been on Buddycast, thank you so much. It's been an amazing ride, an amazing journey.
And if you don't mind me just taking a minute to thank everyone. Like I said, I can't go through your names individually because I've got over 300 names to mention. If I could memorize everyone, trust me, I would absolutely be riffing through it right now. But I just want to thank each and every one of you, from if you've been on an episode to if you watched an episode to if you are if you're a part of our fan base and you never miss an episode, like you never miss a Sunday at church, if you are just anyone, like one of our lifelong friends, someone who, has supported Buddycast, such as, you've sponsored an episode or you've, donated to Buddy Aid, you've done something. You are what makes this dream come true. Like I said, I started this show just as a dream, just as a way to get rid of the negativity, get some positive stories back on. I preached this idea starting with you. I preached this idea to you. You loved it. You said, go for it. You said, I want to be your first guest. That's my only term and condition,
Yep.
But then everyone else that has done this has 100% agreed and loved it. Everyone that's been on has just, this has been something they've been passionate about. So I honestly, I know Paul McCartney says it, sings it, but I get by with a little help from my friends. Well, I get by with a little help from my buddies, because you buddies out there are what made this show what it is today. The 300 episodes wouldn't be possible without you all standing by my side, supporting me, just loving Buddycast. Like I said, a crazy dream that's grown beyond my wildest imagination. Go back to June of 2020 and tell me, when I was just kicking off the show, 300 episodes later, here's who you're going to be interviewing, here's who you're going to meet, here's who everything. I don't know if I would have believed you or not, but here we are today, all because of one simple dream. And I know I ask a lot of people, which I'm going to ask you at the end of this, the ultimate Buddycast buddy question, but advice. My advice is, if you have a project like this on your mind, if you have something on your heart that you want to get out into the world, go for it. Do it. Look at Buddycast. Use Buddycast as your example. You never know where it's going to lead to. I always say when I reach for the stars, when I reach out for a big name, whenever I want to, the worst that they can do is say no. And I've had that happen. For every star that's been on Buddycast, I've had 2 other stars say no, But at the same time, I focus on the buddies that are on the show that have made it what it is today. And like I told Sinbad when he was on this show, I don't care if you are a major movie star who has billions of awards and thousands of credits. I don't care if you're the piano teacher down the street who teaches for free because that's her passion. You're a buddy on the show, nothing less, nothing more. You are a buddy. So thank you all for being buddies on Buddycast. We have one more question for the First Lady, which is, for anyone out there who wants to start their own show like you're about to do, what is your advice to them?
Something that I once heard and learned is my advice, or it's a saying, and they said, what would you do if you weren't afraid? And let me tell you, if I wasn't afraid, I'd be doing a million things, or a million more things, like probably going skydiving, but I will never do that. But it would take a lot of convincing. But anyway, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? I definitely am doing a podcast because I'm not afraid and I'm excited. Don't be afraid of, if you have a dream, don't be afraid of anything. Just go for it. You're going to do fine. You're going to do awesome. If you have the motivation and the passion for what you're going to do, go for it. Yeah.
Alrighty. Wonderful, beautiful advice. Don't be afraid. I like that. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Just like they say, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of success.
Just don't get scammed.
Yeah, that's important too. Don't get scammed.
Internet can be a scary place. So that's actually another thing. Be smart. Be safe on the internet. But yeah, definitely just have fun with it and or just do what you want to do and it'll work out.
You got it. Exactly. Well, First Lady, thank you for everything you've done for Buddycast. Thank you for being a buddy, most importantly. Not only to me, but everyone who's been on this show. Thank you. I can't wait for you to start your own show. I can't wait to see where it takes you. So thank you. And I want to say, before we close out the show, number one, you know what I'm going to ask you. Whatever you do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year, please go be someone's buddy.
Always.
Awesome. We have one more buddy to say thank you to by playing an ad, but I want to thank you all for making Buddycast 300 so special. Thank you for being my buddy. Thank you for being our buddy. Thank you for being a buddy. And now here's one more word from one of our buddies. Hi, buddies. Are you thinking of moving to the Erie area? Well, look no further than tonight's Buddycast, because tonight's Buddycast has been brought to you by my buddy, Paul Kitchen at Remax. Licensed for over 30 years, Paul has been serving the Erie area not only buy and sell houses, but find their forever homes. Paul's a special buddy of mine. He's been on an episode of Buddycast where you can learn all about his services. You don't have to go anywhere else. But if you want to learn more about Paul, you can simply give him a call at 814-898-3558. Now go be like my buddy Paul. Go be someone's buddy. Thank you for tuning in to Buddycast. Hope you're enjoying tonight's episode. All the best. Thank you once again, buddies, for being buddies here on everybody's favorite show, and that's Everybody with B-U-D-D-Y, Buddycast.
Well, the days are going fast, buddy, we've got to make them last, buddy, before